have clicked on this video, you either completely know me or like you just don't know me at all. So for those who know me, hello, there's going to be a little intro. So those who don't know me, I'm just your standard fashion designer, so upcoming designer, you know, trying to make it. It's a bit rough out there, let's be honest, we're all in the same boat. If you're an established designer, you've been through it. If you're a wannabe designer, you're gonna have to go through it. So I am very much in that middle phase of like, I've left uni, I've found like semi-success in areas, but you know, still an upcoming designer. Probably will be for a few more years. Like, hopefully it gets somewhere. That's what we do it for, right? So yeah, my fashion label is called Melissa Kate. It's after me. It's very girly, it's very feminine. It's like, I like to call it like a mix between like your 2000s girly kind of vibe, like pink, you know, Paris Hilton, and then your Dita Von Teese, like your 50s pin-up girl vibe. So it was like a mix between those, with a lot of influences from like lingerie, nightwear, and just big massive gowns. Massive, like, I like anything tacky. I call it couture. It's tacky, it is what it is, and I just don't care. It is a bit of a rebellion against how couture houses are all, you know, things have to be done a certain way, and you know, just all these, it's very elitist. And you know, I didn't come from an elitist background, but I do have couture sewing skills, so that's my rebellion against it. However, hello, so I have done London Fashion Week 3 times. Let's talk about it. So first time, that was my graduate collection. So I was, okay, I'm not trying to brag, but it is a bit of a brag when I say it, so like, just bear with. I was one of Jimmy Choo's first graduate designers, so we had a London Fashion Week show for it. It was a pretty big event, it was amazing, incredible, loved it. Second time was a group collection one, and I'll get into these in a bit. So that was a London Fashion Week event as well. Still was my name on the screen, you know, my collection coming out. It was pretty cool. Loads of big celebs went to that one as well, pretty good one. Third time was off schedule. That was the first time I've done off schedule, and that was with my best mate Annabelle of Size A. All of my London Fashion Week shows have been with Annabelle from Size A, by the way. She's incredible, and we did one together, and we did that from scratch together as well, and I am so proud of us. We did so much. We ran teams of like 120 people that night, and we had what, 200, 300, 400 guests, something like that. So it was just, we did all that ourselves, and I'm dead proud of it. Anyway, right, that's my background. Let's just start off the video. So first of all, if you do know me and you're looking at my eyebrows, I've just been doing thick Scouse brows again this week, just allow it. Second of all, here's the nails for this week. I just needed everyone to see, because I know you're all dying to see. This is dye from my eyebrows, just ignore. I'm losing some of the gems already. Let's just pretend that's not happening. You might be able to hear where I'm from. If you don't know, it's Merseyside. I'm going to say Merseyside because no one knows what the Wirral is, but Merseyside / Liverpool. Yeah, so I've moved back here. I was living in London. I was being, you know, trying to be a designer out there in London, and it's all fine, it's all fun and games, but like, it was getting to a point where it was like, it was more expensive to try and get my dream than it was. Like, time is precious, right? Time is precious, time is money. So the one thing I didn't have in London was time, because I was having to work elsewhere to get more money to try and pump into my label, and it got to the point where like, I literally just no longer had time. That's not sustainable. Anyway, I could go off on a million tangents and give you like the full backstory, this and that. If you do have any questions about anything that I've said that needs clarifying, or if you just want to hear more story times about things, I have all the time in the world. Just let me know and I'll tell you. Anyway, why did I reject not only London Fashion Week this season, but New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week? Sorry. Is that the dream? Oh my god, you're probably looking at me like I'm delusional. Especially if there's any young student designers watching this, you're probably looking at me like, are you okay? Yeah. First of all, right, let's be honest. When it comes to your brand, you've got to think about where it's going to fit, right? If your brand is a certain way and your brand has like a certain thing to uphold, like for me, I feel like the customer base is going to be quite a big thing, because I cannot rely, because of like how tacky it is and things like that, I cannot rely on the fact that couture collectors and whatever are going to be purchasing my products. So it's not about that. I've not made my fashion about that. It's about creating a strong customer base who are there for the art of it, there for like the culture of it, and the enjoyment of it, and then wherever we go from there is where we go from there. But you've got to make smart decisions when it comes to your brand, and where you showcase is a big representation. Where you showcase is important, because you need to get the audience and the right audience. And don't get me wrong, anywhere is good, really, because everywhere's going to have press, everywhere's going to have buyers, everywhere's going to have stylists. So any city you show in, you're going to benefit from. Any city, anywhere. But you do just have to be smart about these things. So if I'm being completely honest, this season Paris is just like, no for me. Like, Paris kind of is a dream for me. Like, I'd love to do like couture fashion week one time, but like I'm not able to get to that level of couture at the moment. I'm doing demi couture purely because I can't afford to do couture. It's the techniques that I use, the sewing techniques, but I can't afford to get the right materials, and I don't have enough hands or time to do like handmade trims and stuff like that. But one day, who knows how it goes. But as I say, like, if I was to do that, I would want to be doing that in my way. And the one good thing I will say about Couture Fashion Week is they have broadened their spectrum a little bit in the past however many years. They have started letting in designers that are of couture level but not couturiers. They have started letting in designers that are slightly more unique as well. So obviously, like, some of your big couturier houses, so like Victor and Rolf, for example, they're wild, they're out there, but also like there's such a level of like high class to it, and their followers are always high class because it's very, I would say, like typical art. Like, think of like modern art. They are like modern art in designers, aren't they? But let's be honest, like my version of modern art is tacky. So I just don't think the French are gonna love it. As well, like the way I see Paris Fashion Week. Paris Fashion Week is like very, one side of it is very chic and very high class. The way they dress, the way the people who attend dress to the shows is more sleek and high class. There's less colour, there's less out there-ness to it. And then the other half of Paris Fashion Week, you've got like the kinds of underground scene of it, so you know, like Vetements and stuff like that, the stuff that is slightly more outrageous, but it is more kind of streetwear. It's more edgy and alternative. It's not, again, what I do, which is tacky. What I do very much fits the British and Irish community, like the North. Like, that's where my people are, so that's where I need to kind of focus myself as a designer. I do think, as a brand, I do think stretching out to New York would be a good next step, because of the vast amount of culture in New York. You've got a lot of Irish people there as well, a lot of English people, and I think that's what would be the connector there. And also think of LA would be my target audience as well. You've got so many girly girls out there that just love their tacky clothing, like that would be it. So I do think I could, you know, target America as well, but also need to think about the brands, and I will get into this. So what opportunities did I actually get this season just past that meant that I was turning them down, and why was I turning them down? Okay, so obviously I've just spoke about kind of conscious decisions that I would make with the brand as a brand, but let's talk about the reality of it, what actually happens. So this season just gone, the reason I didn't do this video at the time, which was the plan by the way, it was just I was so busy and so swept off my feet in the rest of my life that I thought, oh, I'll let Fashion Week be. I'll let everyone enjoy themselves. I don't need to bang on about why I'm not doing it, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to sound like I was being all like, oh, well, I'm not going to be there. So this is why you're getting it now. But so for the actual London Fashion Week, which is what I've been a part of every single season, even the seasons that I've not shown, I've been a part of by attending, by not necessarily helping other people out, but like, you know, being supportive of like my friends and other designers and stuff like that. I've just been very, very involved, helping like my students in the past. But no, like this season, I didn't even attend, didn't go, didn't even, I don't know, did I participate online much? Not really. Just kind of got on with my own life. I enjoyed seeing it. I mean, the main reason I didn't attend itself is because I have just moved out of London back home, back to Liverpool. I was kind of just like, look, I don't need to force myself to go back down to London. Like mentally, I don't need to. Like there was nothing that I desperately needed to go to. Like I'd been invited to a few things here and there, but I was just kind of like, there wasn't anything major. There was, my friend Noon did quite a lot of stuff, so that's Angels Wear Nada. If you know that brand, that's what I was regretting missing out on the most, because that was a close friend that I was really proud of what she was doing. So like it just wasn't as easy for me to get down for it. So yeah, didn't attend, didn't think anything of it, to be honest though. It kind of showed me though, like it's fine to miss out. It's actually okay to miss out. Like not going to this stuff is fine. Like it's not the end of the world. Like how many more seasons have we got? We've got so many more seasons. Like missing out on one is literally nothing. You know, you panic thinking, oh my god, like everyone's gonna be there, I'm gonna be missing out, blah blah blah. You really just don't miss out. You don't miss out. Especially as like another designer, like I can't speak for like, you know, buyers, stylists, all that, but as another designer I just kind of felt like, you know, no, like it's on my time. Why didn't I showcase though? So I do have another video on here from, was it February this year? It was. So before I had my little breakdown and moved back home, I had full plans underway to have a new collection ready and do a show for February. The plans were in place. It like everything was full steam ahead. I had all my interns. I had interns virtually. I had interns in person. I had photo shoots planned. I had photographers sorted. I was making stuff, like there was, everything was in place and everything was getting crafted, getting done. Like I've got PMDD and like I just wasn't coping too well at the time. But the final kind of straw for me, in what like just burnt it to the ground, everything was just going wrong. Like thing after thing after thing was going wrong, and I was just like, if this isn't a sign, I don't know what else is. I And the final thing for me was when I just couldn't get a venue. I had so many different like opportunities for venues and stuff like that, but like just kept like messing up. And like the final place for a venue that claims that it supports this kind of stuff, by the way, quoted me like $5,000, and I was like, huh? And I came back to them with a really great business model, with a few great business models actually, on how it would cost them absolutely nothing, and it would cost us nothing, but they wanted to make money. And I was like, you literally advertise yourself as a place for young creatives to be able to showcase in your venue, but they wanted to make money. And I said, I'm not doing it to make money either. Like they went on board, and I was not, like, that really just like lost hope for me. Like, oh, I don't know, it really annoys me. Anyway, I also had to deal with a load of men who were like trying to be businessmen to me and then just didn't provide anything. I will literally slate them, I don't care. They claimed that they would get me venues, they claimed that they'd help get me sponsors and this, that, the other. They were going to sponsor this, sponsor that. They were going to help sort this, help sort that, basically plan the events for me. Did they do anything? No. Didn't do a single thing. I thought they were working behind the scenes, and every time I tried to check up on them, there was just like nothing done. And then they expected to get paid afterwards after telling me that they do it for free. So I just will not trust people, even friends. They were friends. So I just don't trust easy anymore after that situation. So fast forward to this season, the opportunities I got this time, I straight up said, like, I'm not gonna go out my way to plan anything, because that's last season where, like, that was just too stressful. Like, I've very, very successfully planned my own show with Annabelle, as I've said before. I know what I'm doing. I really know what I'm doing. I've planned more than just that show. I've planned other things and been part of other things that I've planned, especially with the uni that I worked with and stuff. So this isn't new to me, but I knew I wasn't going to do it this season. I didn't want the stress, and I thought, oh, I'm just not going to do anything. No, what, like, you know, not, and anything that comes my way, I'm going to say no. Anyway, I do get contacted by some group fashion collective things. I don't really know what's the best way to call them, you know. Anyway, if you look on London Fashion Week schedules, obviously you see like all the names of shows and stuff. So all the ones that are officially on schedule are, you know, listed at the times, are listed of the shows. Like sometimes it says like after party, blah 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 blah. There's all different things that you can have, and often there's like collective ones. So it's like a group of designers all under one, and it won't have like the brand name. It'll be like a collective name. Sometimes it's like a fashion magazine, or like I don't know, all different types of brands and stuff kind of do these collective shows, officially on schedule as well. And like, so the second time I showcased at London Fashion Week was one of these collectives, and if you're a young designer, if you're like I hate to say baby designer, but I feel like that's such a fitting word. Like if you're like just a student or just graduated, that is the perfect show to do. So like I think I just graduated. I think I'd just graduated, yeah, because it was after my graduation show. So I'd literally like just graduated a few months after, and was doing London Fashion Week again under the group. Highly recommend, because then you're officially on the schedule. So you are able to say that you have officially done London Fashion Week, right? And also, because these are such high profile events on the actual schedule, a lot of high profile people go to them. So a lot of influencers, a lot of celebrities, a lot of press from everywhere, all types of press, loads of buyers. So many people go to those events. That is such incredible exposure, even though it's not your name on the London Fashion Week schedule. You know, the brand name for the company that runs it is on there, and then you're all over their socials and you're all over wherever and you're at the event. Like, it's a really good thing to do. And so I think 2 or 3, I think it was 3 of them reached out to me this season, and I was kind of buzzing actually. I was like, you know what, I know I'm good if I'm getting, like, if they're all reaching out to me wanting to showcase me. I was just buzzing. I was just like, I don't even have to do anything anymore. I just sit back and they come to me. So it is nice that, like, they wanted to showcase me. And it is nice that, like, I felt, oh, like, it's also like half the effort as well, because then all you need to do is have a collection. Sometimes you need to get your own models or stuff like that, but they usually plan like the majority of everything else, so like it is really good. The only thing is they all have like different quotas on what they will allow for you to showcase. So for example, 2 of them just wanted me to showcase straight up. So they just wanted me to showcase. Like, they would have covered everything just so that I would be able to showcase. Whereas, so I'd be probably higher up in the bill for them, whereas any of the like opening designers, they probably might have had to pay, might have had to, you know, had some sort of deal where they sold them a certain amount of tickets, or like, I don't know, or like got all this stuff themselves or whatever. There's kind of like, there's different ways to it. But one of the companies, and it's probably my favourite company collective out of the 3 that asked me this season, they ask for money every time, and it breaks my heart because they do the most beautiful collective shows, right? But the amount of money they ask for is absolutely obscene compared to how much money I know I can put a show on for, because I've done it myself. So yeah, so why did I turn down all 3? Okay, so the first one, I just don't think that was enough exposure in the first one. I don't think the audience was tailored to me. It was very much more of an underground audience, and that's fine. But I think I know who I want my audience to be and what I want it to be, and I think I'm in a fortunate enough position as a designer at the moment, as an upcoming designer, where I can be a little bit picky. I think at first when you're starting to be a designer, baby designer, I love that term now, when you're like a baby designer, like, you don't have as much choice. You kind of have to do everything and anything you can just to start meeting the people, to start getting the exposure, and to start getting your name out there. Like, I do advise, when you're a baby designer, just meet everyone and do everything. When you're in that middle point like me, I don't know, there's probably going to be a lot of designers that are in the middle point like me watching. You can be picky, and I just kind of looked at this one, I was like, that's not for me. No hate to anyone involved, obviously I'm not saying the names for that reason, but I just knew that it wasn't my style. The second one is the same one that I've done in the past, and I was this close to actually doing it, this close to actually doing it. A few reasons that I didn't. And I knew I'd have to go down to London. Kind of didn't want to go down to London to do it. I'd have to rush finishing the collection. I could have put like old styles onto it, but because I'd showcased with them before, majority of the audience has possibly already seen my style and already seen those past designs, so I didn't want to re-showcase designs. I'm also I don't like doing that. I don't like re-showcasing designs. I do like having a brand new collection. So yeah, I didn't want to rush to finish a collection. I would have wanted a big collection for that one. Another reason, they didn't have the venue sorted until quite a while afterwards, so I was kind of hanging on to hear what the venue was. I think a venue for a show can make or break a decision like that. And I'll be honest, the venue they chose in the end was not for me. It was not for me. it was like a stage, and I don't think I want a show to be like a stage like that, you know, like a literal like theatre stage. So I don't want that, didn't want that. I saw all the pictures and everything afterwards, and like I don't think it would have been worth it in terms of pictures, because obviously when you do a show, your show is your exposure, your show is your marketing. So it is to get pictures, it is to meet people, it is for people to see the clothing up close. So if you can't get a good output out of that, then I don't think it's worth it. Another reason was the other designers involved. So I was so close, as I said, to accepting it, but the other designers involved that were in the collective were so different to each other and so different to me. Like, let me just put it this way, right? A lot of very, very, very famous people turned up to that event. So it would have been great, but they would have just seen random collection after random collection after random collection. And I don't know if I would have stood out. I would have just been another random collection, because it didn't fit with any of the other designers. And that to me is a massive, like, again, just if you're in the audience, if you're watching that, it's not impressive, it's not cohesive, like it doesn't make sense. I prefer everything to be really fitting. So yeah, the designers were just way too different. There was a lot of menswear in there as well, and a lot of like really like wild menswear that just like wasn't anything. Like, my brand is like feminine throughout, like the most girly feminine clothing you can possibly get. So like really masculine clothing, and then mine, like, it didn't make sense. And the third one, the final one that I absolutely love, that I wish I could just say the name of the collective right now, but the reason I just didn't do them is because I just couldn't afford it. And also, but like, not even just that I couldn't afford it, right? Okay, if I had the opportunity to go out and make the money to do that show, I probably would have, if I would have thought it was 100% worth it. It was the fact that I know that I can do exactly what they are doing and offering 10 times cheaper, maybe 20 times cheaper, and on my own. So it's a me headline show. Like, and also, like, I know they do it to make money. I know they do it for, like, it's, you know, they're a brand, they have to make money as well, but I don't know, it just, when it's for upcoming designers, there's something that feels very elitist about charging a lot of money for things like that. And I've always been against very elitist stuff in fashion, as I make it very clear, as I've already made it clear in this video. It's elitist stuff in fashion is just a no for me. Yeah, like, okay, only the rich people can showcase. Like, you can ask me all you want, but do I look rich? I mean, yeah, say yes. Say yes. But realistically, like, my brand doesn't make money. I've said this, I've been saying this, like, I don't aim to make money with my brand. I aim to make art and culture with my brand, and then hopefully one day I'll make money out of it, who knows, but that is not the forefront at the moment. So yeah, it's not, my brand isn't being ran as a business currently, it's more being ran as like art. So yeah, it does kind of annoy me when other creators want to just like completely overcharge me, and like, you know, I appreciate other creatives' work and I appreciate that they're worth money. I just think that when you're a creative who doesn't work for money, you're working, like, the way you work isn't for money, then I just find it frustrating when you just have creators who just want to get paid out of you. and there's not true collaboration there. A lot of the creators that I collaborate with, I have a very, very strong group of creators that I collaborate with, creators that I can rely on, that they can rely on me for anything that they need. And I feel very lucky to have that. And we all just work for each other for free. We all work for each other for free because we all don't make money out of what we do. It's for the love of it. So very honoured and very lucky to have that. But you know, some people do fashion for the money, I suppose. Apparently there's money in fashion. Don't make me laugh. Anyway, so yeah, that is more or less why London Fashion Week I denied this season. As well, I think I'm at the point where I don't want to do a group again, if I'm completely honest. I don't think I want to do a group at all. It's so tempting when they message, it's so tempting. But I'm at the point now where my next aspiration is a solo showcase at the official London Fashion Week. And look, if you ask me, like in Feb, when I have my little mentee bay, over not being able to do Fashion Week that season off schedule, I probably would have said to you, oh, I'll never be able to do London Fashion Week, it's so like this and that, it's so like, you know, whatever. But this season, I did apply for digital schedule with official London Fashion Week, just in case, because if that's possible, then it's like, yeah, I could literally film or shoot a collection up here in Liverpool. I don't have to go down to London, and it's still on the official London Fashion Week. So like that would have been such a great opportunity. And usually if you apply to Fashion Week, right, they ignore you. They're just like, cool, no, they're in the no pile, do you know what I mean? This season I did actually get an email from them, from the talent scout team, so that is promising. I didn't get put on the schedule, which I'm fine with, because I didn't have a collection ready made for them to see. But they said they're excited for what I'm gonna do, so now I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. I need to make sure that I keep you in the loop with what I'm doing. So that is the next goal. London Fashion Week, Melissa Kate on the schedule, and it'll happen maybe next year, maybe. But right, why did I turn down Paris and why did I turn down New York? So Paris and New York were from a collective again, but they were actually both the same company. So they do a collective in London, Paris and New York, but they offered me Paris or New York because I've already done London a few times. So they were like, oh, well, would you try Paris or New York, blah, blah, blah. And they seem pretty good actually. Like I could have also done like just a showroom with them, or just, you know, so that they had a lot of things that they could actually help you with, and you know, there wasn't really mad prices or mad deals. Like some of the things was more like they just need you for exposure. Like the showroom was like very much like, oh, like we can just get you down in the showroom, you just pay for your travel and all this and that, blah blah blah. We just need, like, you know, we need to get loads of content, we need to get loads of designers in, like that's what they were pushing for. But like shows and stuff with them, I think the shows would have cost a bit, or like you had to get your own models or this, that, the other, and it's like, it's in a different country. I did consider Paris for like a day, for like one day, because I was like, it's not that expensive to get to Paris. And then I realised like all the work I'd have to do for that show, even though it'd be like free-ish to do, I'd then be having to be getting my own models in Paris, getting my own makeup artist in Paris, getting all that stuff in Paris, and it's like, that's not possible. And then again, as I said before, my branding, Paris doesn't really fit in with my branding at this moment. Maybe in the future it will, but at this moment it doesn't. And New York as well, it was like, I have no time or money to be preparing for New York. So that was a straight up no. Yeah. As I heard New York, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm getting offered New York and turning it down. Like, if you would have told me a few years ago, you're going to get the opportunity to do New York Fashion Week, I probably would have laughed in your face. And then if you said, and you turn it down, I probably then would have just cried. Like, is she okay? But yeah, it's just not realistic, is it? But honestly, I feel no regrets turning all 3 of them down. Absolutely no regrets, because you know what I did my September? I relaxed, I worked a bit, I did a lot of crocheting, watched a lot of films, read a bit. God, what else have I done? I've done so much. Bought myself loads of things. I drank loads of coffees. Like, I've just had like the ultimate girly girl life that I'm living at the moment. I'm loving it. And I didn't have to rush around in a very stressful London or a very stressful city. I'm waltzing around in a very chill Liverpool. So to me, I'm not complaining. And as I said, I didn't feel any FOMO. I actually just don't think London Fashion Week or anything is what it was in the past. And like, okay, don't get me wrong, Laura, I don't know how you say her surname, I'm so sorry, but the new person who was running London Fashion Week is doing an amazing job. Everything I've complained about London Fashion Week for years, in which I've said they need to do this, they need to do that, they need to expand to this, they need to expand to that, they need to think about this, she's doing it. She came in and she started doing it like from day dot. So like, incredible stuff. I'm very excited for what the future holds for London Fashion Week, and I think that is part of why I hang on hope for still wanting to showcase at London Fashion Week, because honestly, about, you know, from Feb, when I had my little breakdown because I couldn't even do off schedule, I honestly would have just been like, I don't see a point in doing it anymore. Like, it was almost at that point, it was like, I don't really see a point. But to be honest, Laura is making me see a point again. Absolutely. Like, she recognised that us designers look at Fashion Week now and go, that's unattainable. It's expensive. It's hard to get into. It's hard to prepare for. We all can't afford to do this, that, the other. We can't afford to put on shows. We can't even afford to do full collections half the time. So she's making it a lot more accessible. And a lot of us designers have started to turn around and just be like, I'm doing it on my time now, because we are that generation of creatives who don't want to stress anymore. We don't want to stress. I am wildly ADHD, and being an ADHD creative, a lot of you probably are yourselves. You understand, our brains are wild, like running around doing a million things all the time. Like, my brain is so creative that it's doing one thing, another thing, like, it doesn't stop. So when I stress, when I have all these deadlines, when I have all this pressure on myself, I mentally implode. Like, the insides of my brain just deteriorate. And so why would I want to keep to schedules and timing and all this stuff? So, you know, the pressure is starting to be taken off. But I do think that this generation of designers will start to be that generation that just goes, I'm going to showcase when I want to showcase. I think it's Hussein Shalayan who is famous for doing that. Is it? Or is it Arthur Theroux? I don't know. One of those designers. And I'm sure they're like not even based in London, they're based like up north or something. Designs when they want to design and showcases when they want to showcase, when it's ready. And is that not how it should be? Anyway, that's the plans for the future. I am definitely very excited for what may happen in the future. As I said, planning for Feb. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, and I'm hopefully not gonna have a little breakdown this time. And as I said, like, no fear of missing out. The only thing I do miss is seeing everyone's fun outfits, which I do see on Instagram, but I just don't think I follow everyone, so I don't see it all. Thank you for watching though. Thank you for supporting if you do support. I do have an Insta, so if you have literally just found me from YouTube, which I'm guessing majority of people won't have, you'll have found me from Instagram. But if you have literally just found me from YouTube, my Instagram page is Miss Melissa Case. Majority of my fashion stuff is on there. I do have a TikTok as well, also Miss Melissa Case. If you have any questions, please do ask, please do drop it in the comments, or please do DM me wherever. Yeah, if you're a student, like, London Fashion Week is very attainable. Being a upcoming designer is very attainable. Just listen to the ones who have done it before you. Make the connections. Do not walk around like you're better than anyone else. Do not treat anyone terribly. Everyone will find out, and you're terrible to me, I'll make sure everyone finds out. Oops. And and I don't know, just have fun with it. Don't stress. I mean, I'd say don't stress. You also do just need to, I feel like we all just need to learn lessons in life, don't we? So when life does throw lessons at you, just bounce back. But yeah, thank you for watching, and please pray for me for next season, that it all goes smoothly, and hope for the best. Anyway, I am so going to sleep. Good night.